Traditionally speaking, the Republican Party was developed with big business in mind. The whole idea was Republicans supported big business so that if businesses were doing well, it would trickle down into society, which means everyone could do well. Better booming businesses means more jobs, means more employment, means more etc. Where Democrats were more about focusing on the middle class. They believed that you should focus on the masses, and then it would work make them all happy and make society great for them, and it would work its way up. I don't know how that way goes, so I can't really speak more on it. But what I do want to say is, in more recent times, things have seemed to have changed. Nowadays, Republicans seem to be the party of conservatives, where Democrats are liberal. Instead of the parties being focused on how their approach is to economics, it's now become socio-economic, I guess you could say, instead. Anyways, for some reason, in today's day and age, in the United States at least, conservatives and Christians and Republicans are deemed as the bad guy. And Democrats, liberalism is seen as the good thing, Oh, love is love, and DEI is great, and all this, and you go to church, and you believe in traditional family values, and you have a trad wife at home. I mean, geez, that's the biggest thing they make fun of is trad wives, which for the longest time I thought was normal. To have the wife stays at home, takes care of the home and the kids, and the dad, the husband, whatever you want to call him, is out working. But now all of a sudden, that's seen as like a bad thing. And it's just weird how this shift has happened. And it also is weird how the bad side, if you will, the liberalism and stuff, is winning. It has so much influence, and it just makes society as a whole weird. What I mean is, not that anybody openly supports Biden, even though he's so popular, but it would be the accepted thing to do. Yeah, if you're a Trump supporter, you almost want to keep that to yourself. It's a bad thing. Oh, I know I'm not supposed to like him. But it's why? We don't have a democracy, we have a constitutional republic, but if you want to go with what they always like to try to say, our democracy, the whole point is to have two options. So, just because you like option A and I like option B, I shouldn't feel ashamed that I like option B, because option A is supposed to be the right option, even though option A is a proved failure, and option A's team as a whole is all about immorality and failure. But I shouldn't have to feel that way, or others shouldn't have to feel that way. It's kind of funny, because at my job, a lot of us are Trump supporters there. There's a very few that are actually Biden supporters. But it's weird, because exactly who 100% are the Biden supporters. The Trump supporters, you kind of just glean. You might hear a little bit here and there that they say something that's in support of him, and you're like, oh, he must be on Trump's team. But these Biden supporters openly talk about it. But it's just weird. It's even though there's sprinklings of Biden supporters, all the Trumpies don't want to come out and talk about him, because somehow these Biden people will blast you down and make you feel like an idiot, and it's just so weird. That's not how it should be. Everybody should be able to support whoever the heck they want to support. If you want to go out for RFK, that should be fine too. There should be nobody seen as bad. But unfortunately, especially with this administration, they're making it, the Democrats and Biden are making it so that everybody else, every other option is bad. I mean, RFK, they're just straight up trying to ignore. And then Trump, because that's their main rival, making up all these allegations. Oh, he's racist. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Oh, collusion with Russia. Even though Putin has come out and said he prefers Biden, because he's weak, to be president. But they're even trying to revive that. Oh, there's Russian collusion for Trump. No, there's not. If there was any, it's for Biden. But, they're constantly witch hunt. I mean, I never used that phrase before because I thought it was a bit egregious, but it's true now. You just see it. There's constantly something. Oh, we couldn't get him on this. 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 We got the convictions. He's a felon now. Even though they had to fluff and cheat to get that conviction for felony. And what I mean by cheat is, like, they bent the rules. They took something that's normally just a misdemeanor and raised it to felony status, and then every step of the way they made be a felony, where normally that would just kind of be almost like RICO and just combined it together, so it's one felony. But for Trump, nope. Oh, it's 34. Yep, it's 34. Like, they did everything just to try to find something to vilify the guy because he's on the wrong team, which is ironic because prior to him entering politics, he was ridiculously popular with everybody. Regular citizens, famous people, politicians, etc. But now, he's so bad. I mean, remember Apprentice? Highly popular show. Who was the host? But now, oh my God, you can't have him as president. Oh, democracy's gonna be over. He's so bad, even though he already had a term and proved that that's not the case at all. But sure, it's gonna happen now, right? But anyways, all this preamble is to say this. It's funny because even though Republicans and conservatives and the right, which everybody all of a sudden is now extreme, I'm apparently a extremist right winger because I support Trump and I lean heavily towards conservative. So now I'm an extremist. I don't know what's so extreme about me. I don't own guns. I've never been arrested. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Nor have I ever. It's not like I just don't now. I never did. I don't know what being drunk is like. I don't know what being high is like. I went to school. I have 3 college degrees. I work 2 professional jobs. I've started a business. I'm working on starting a second business. But somehow I'm an extremist because of my chosen political affiliations. Okay. But anyways, what I want to say is, with these recent incident, I should say, that happened with Trump on Saturday, over the weekend, his shooting, what was that, Saturday, July 12th, at 6:11 p.m., I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, what always ends up having assassination attempts? You had Lincoln, Republican. Reagan, Republican. Trump, Republican. The only one that wasn't Republican was JFK. He was Democrat, but his era of Democrats were different than today's era. He wasn't like a Democrat that we think of now. His version of Democrat was almost more Republican, like we are today. So in a way, you could say he's almost a Republican too. So you notice the trend? It's always the people that are more conservative and Republican and right-wing and all that end up getting targeted by these actual extremist lefties. And, the other thing that happens? Look what happened after this assassination attempt on Trump. What happened? Oh, yeah, nothing. No cities were burnt down. No protests were had. Nothing was happened. Maybe people were chatting on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, showing discontent and such. But otherwise, people just went to church and expressed prayers and well wishes and asked for people to not behave this way and be civil, and this shouldn't be happening in our politics and everything. Yet, look what happens when something happens that the left doesn't like. Oh, they freak out. Oh, we gotta burn down a city. It's mostly peaceful, even though everything's on fire. The whole city's trashed, but it's mostly peaceful. They gotta burn down a city. They gotta destroy police cars and such. They gotta protest this, protest that, make this organization up that ends up just being a scam. I'm talking about BLM. They always end up resorting to absolute extremes, which, again, ties into the assassination attempts. It's another extreme. So, basically what I'm just trying to get at is, who really are the bad guys here? The normal everyday guy like me who likes traditional ideas and values and supports Trump because when he was president, things were pretty awesome? Or the loonies that think that their senile candidate is the best option that this country has, and they want to burn down cities because something doesn't go their way, and when their main political opponent is dominating, they think, well, I guess it's time to try to take him out because we can't beat him otherwise. I mean, who really are the bad guys? Who really are the extremists? That's all I got. It's just something I was thinking about.